In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to crochet this really cute rose bag charm. And this is a beginner-friendly pattern. I'll show you step by step how to crochet every single part and how to assemble it. Let's get started. These are the materials you will need. These are the abbreviations I used. The written pattern is in the description. We're gonna start with the rose flower, so make a magic ring. And then into that magic ring, first we chain 3, and then we make 11 double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook inside the magic ring, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. And we're gonna make 11 of those. So you should have 12 double crochet. That includes the chain 3 you made, that counts as 1 double crochet. And once you have those, pull the tail to close the magic ring, pull it tight, and this is our first round. We're gonna slip stitch into the chain 3 there at the top to close the round. And this is it. Now we're gonna continue with round 2. We're not gonna turn, we just continue from here, and we're gonna chain 3, and then into the same stitch where you slip stitch, we're gonna make a double crochet, and then we're gonna make 2 double crochet in every single stitch around. So that's 11 more times, 2 double crochet in each, like so. And once you reach the end, you should have 24 double crochet. You slip stitch at the top of that chain 3 at the beginning to close the round. And this is our second round. It's gonna curl a little bit, but it doesn't matter. So let's continue with our final round, and that is a chain 3, and then into the same chain or stitch where you slip stitch, we're gonna make another double crochet. And again, in every single stitch around, we're gonna make 2 double crochet. So you should have 48 double crochet in this round, and we're gonna close it again by slip stitching at the top of that chain 3, and we are done. And remember, don't crochet over your end, we will need this end. Okay, so let's cut the yarn. We need a relatively long tail, something like this. Fasten off. And now I'll show you how to assemble the rose. Place it with the right side up and that tail at the end on the bottom, and roll the rose from opposite from the yarn tail. So from there, roll it quite tight. The tighter, the better. You have these 2 tails. We're gonna lock this roll. So first we use the longer tail and just wrap it around the rose. Just make sure it's above the magic ring. So where this tail is, make sure you roll it here somewhere above it, and just pull it tight like so. And you can even put the tail so you can lock it up there. And then we're gonna use these 2 tails and make a knot. Okay, and that should keep the rose in position. And this is the center of the rose, and like I said, the tighter the better. And now we're gonna fold the bottom over the center of the rose like so. And we can also hide the tails if you cut them a bit shorter. Don't cut them too short, just hide them in there inside. And this is your rose, like this. And you will need 2 of them. And next I'll show you how to crochet the leaves. Bring in the green and make a slip knot. And then we're gonna chain 17. Once you have 17 chains, start by making a single crochet into the second chain from the hook. So count from the hook down 1, 2, and into that second one make a single crochet. And then into the next a half double crochet, and then into the next make a double crochet, into the next chain make 2 double crochet, into the next a double crochet, into the next stitch a half double crochet, and then a single crochet into next, slip stitch into the next 2 chains, so that's 1 slip stitch, and then the second one. Then next we start again but in reverse, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, 2 double crochet next, double crochet, half double crochet, and then when we reach the last chain we are going to make 3 single crochet. And this will bring us to the bottom of the chains. Naturally, as you try to make your single crochet, you will rotate your work and you're gonna end up with the chain bottoms at the top. Now we're gonna crochet the exact same stitches into the other side of the chain. So into these loops right here, don't insert your hook through the entire chain because that will mean you are inserting it into the same loop and you'll have gaps. Insert it on the other side of the chain, which are these loops that go across. Okay, and always make sure you are matching the stitch below. So if below it's a single crochet, you make a single crochet, and so on. Now because we made 3 single crochet, our next stitch below is the half double crochet, so we're gonna make a half double crochet there. Then into the next a double crochet, into the next loop 2 double crochet, then a double crochet, a half double crochet, single crochet, and we are done with 1 leaf. And now we're gonna transition to the next one by making 2 slip stitches. That's 1, 2, make them quite loose. Then again single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, 2 double crochet into next, then another double crochet next, half double crochet, and then into the last chain right there where we started, we're gonna make 2 more single crochet. So that's 1, and then the second, and now we are back from where we started. We're gonna slip stitch into that first single crochet we made to close the round, and we have our leaf. Now cut the yarn and we're gonna weave in the ends. Fasten off, and we're gonna use a needle to weave in the end. And now we're gonna make the green part at the bottom of the roses. For the sepals we will need green again, and we start with a magic ring, and we will need a longer tail. So when you make the magic ring, leave a long tail like so. Okay, so now we start by chaining 1. This doesn't count as a stitch, and then into the magic ring we're gonna make 10 single crochet. That's 1 and 2 and so on. Once you have 10 single crochet, then pull the magic ring tail tight to close the magic ring, and then slip stitch into the first single crochet you made to close the round. So it's always fiddly, the first stitch is always fiddly. Okay, so this is our first round, and now to continue with the second round, you will need a stitch marker or a piece of yarn like this. We need to mark the beginning of the round, and that's the easiest way, especially with tiny pieces like this. Put a piece of yarn so you know that's the beginning of your round, and then we start with a single crochet. Then into the next stitch we do 2 single crochet. That is called an increase in amigurumi, and we repeat that all around. Single crochet and then 2 single crochet next. That will give you 5 repeats, and your stitch count will be 15. And this is your second round. Now you can pull the piece of yarn, you don't need it anymore, and we are going to slip stitch to close the round again. And now we're gonna start to create the sepals. Chain 4, and then into the second chain from the hook make a single crochet, and then into the second make a half double crochet, and then into the last chain make a double crochet, and then skip 2 stitches, and into the third make a slip stitch. And that's our first. We need to make 5 in total. So chain 4, and then into the second chain make a single crochet, then a half double crochet, and then a double crochet, skip 2 stitches, and into the third slip stitch. And again chain 4, single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, skip 2, slip stitch in third, another one, skip 2, in a third one make a slip stitch, and now we're into the last, and then single crochet, half double crochet, double crochet, skip 2, and into the third make a slip stitch. And these are the green leaves at the bottom of the rose. That will be placed like this. So now fasten off and leave a long tail, because you will use this tail to attach it to the flower. Fasten off, and this is how it looks like. And you will need 2 pieces in total, so you need to make 1 more. You need 2 of them, and once you have those, we will crochet the stem next. For the stem you need green again, and this is the simplest pattern. Make a slip knot, leave a longish tail, you'll need that, and then you're going to chain 45. Once you have 45 chains, cut the yarn, again longish tail, and then just fasten off, and that's our stem. So I'll show you next how to assemble it. These are all the parts we have made. You will need the sewing needle and some pins. So let's start by threading the stem through the petals. So choose one end, thread it through, and then what we're gonna do is thread the entire chain through the slip stitches we have made. Remember, we've made 2 slip stitches. We're gonna do one end through one and the other end through the other one. That way it won't come off. So insert your needle behind the stitch, so through the stitch. Don't do it through the actual yarn, and pull it should go quite easily through. Now we're going to do the other end. Through the other slip stitch. So under the stitch, make sure you don't go through the yarn and pull it through. And now this will slide up and down and it will not come off. It's quite secure. Okay, now leave this on your needle. We're gonna thread it through the magic ring. So pick up any of the pieces and from the right side insert your needle through the magic ring, and then just pull just enough until the chain reaches the sepals, like that. Now you have at the bottom the magic ring tail, and we're gonna use those to make a double knot. This will secure the roses, like so. And now we can cut the yarn a bit shorter, like that. And this will be secure enough. And we're gonna do the same thing on the other side. So thread your end through, and then on the right side through the middle, that magic ring, push that through, pull until the chain reaches the sepals, so like that. And then use the magic ring tail again, make a double knot to secure it. And cut it out shorter. This is how it looks like. You have these pieces dangling from the stem and the leaves slide up and down on the chain. Okay, so now we're gonna use these tails to sew the sepal to the flower. So we're gonna use now the pins to secure them here at the top, just to make sure they won't move while we sew them. Okay, so let's use some pins and fix it in the position. Make sure it's the right way. It should look something like this. And then we're gonna sew around it and just one stitch down. Here you want to leave this curled up to look like the sepals of a rose. So let's use our needle, thread it through, and we start from here, and just simple back and forth stitches in and out. Okay, once you've secured all these tiny petals, you can make a few stitches right here at the top. Just in case, you can pull the pins out now. Just a few stitches. Make sure it won't come undone. And that's it. We're pretty much done. And that's our rose. And you can see these curling leaves at the bottom. It's what makes it look like a rose sepal. And now do the same on the other side as well. And this is our completed rose bag charm. This is how it looks like. The leaves slide up and down. I'll show you how to place it on your bag. Take the flower charm and then put it through the loop. You'll have to fold it at the back, so not forwards but backwards, and put it like this through, and then push the flowers through, and this will look the strap, and it will look like this. And then if you think the loop is too long, try and make a shorter chain, maybe a 40, something like that. So yeah, this is how you crochet the rose bag charm. I hope you found my tutorial easy to follow. If you have any questions about this pattern, put them in the comments below and I'll be more than happy to answer you. Happy crocheting!